Yes, there's a recording, and that just reminded me to begin the recording as well. There's a recording from yesterday class, very much. There's a recording lesson, so I think the recording will be given to you later on. And I'll just do a very brief recap so you can just flow with us. It's not like we did much. Okay, so just very quickly. Yesterday we talked about introduction, and we said that digital marketing is the promotion of goods or services using digital mediums or digital means. Of course, one marketing is the promotion of goods or services, right? And hold on. Sorry, just a second. Nope. Not in the class anymore. Okay, so we said it is the promotion of goods or services using digital medium, right? So it means that once you are promoting a good or a service digitally, it is now digital marketing. So you're using mobile devices, you're using digital platforms, and not the traditional methods of marketing like door-to-door advertisements, handbills, billboards, posters, radio, TV, and the rest. Right. So that's the difference. And we talked about how important digital marketing is and how it has become so beneficial in today's world to businesses and brands who are looking to thrive. Small businesses can now conveniently breathe because they have digital marketing. They have they are on a digital space, and they can capitalize on that instead of trying to battle with the big brands who already have a lot of money for the traditional method of marketing. Doesn't take anything away from the fact that the big brands still bully them to an extent. But of course, even the small businesses, when they do their marketing right, they still try as much as possible to get it right and stay afloat. Yeah, so we said it consists of different various strategies: social media marketing, email marketing, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, and the rest and the likes, right? And we said it is driven by data and how best it can be utilized to suit a business marketing goals. And we also compared it to traditional methods of advertisement, right? And one of the benefits that we talked about is that it is cost effective compared to traditional methods of advertisement. It can help you reach a wider audience and increase your visibility as a brand. It can help you convert fans to customers. That's people who just like your business, who have not yet purchased, but then it will convert them from being fans and then they'll become customers. It helps you as a brand to reach your target through advertisements. So you can always reach the right audience when you targeted right, because reaching the right audience is the most important aspect of marketing. And we talked about always knowing your audience, which we are still going to look at today, and that'll be the main focus. We also said you can measure the result of your marketing efforts if you are in the digital space, because you have the analytics session where you can always measure the result of your efforts, and it helps you build good relationship with your customers as well. So those were the benefits we talked about. I'm going to share the slide. We also talked about what you should consider when you want to market online. The who am I, having a clear understanding of your mission and vision as a brand. What do you offer as a brand? Being the next question. So the first is who am I? Who am I means you're trying to have a clear understanding of your mission, and your vision as a brand, and the value of your brand as well. What do I have to offer is what am I going to be selling to people? What are the products or services? What is my unique selling point? What makes me different from the other brand that is my competitor? What makes me different from the person that is selling the same thing with me, right? The next is where am I? So the third thing is that you have to understand your position in the market and that of your competitors. So you know where you are, know where you're standing, and know what kind of efforts you need to put in to be able to reach your marketing goals, right? And you know what your competitors are doing so that you can also try to do better. The third was, why do I have to market online? We have said that your why has to be strong enough for you to keep you in business. So I think I should just share this thing so you can see what I'm saying. Okay, so this is what we did yesterday. So we said that your why has to be strong enough to be able to keep you in business to avoid you from falling off. Because if your why is not strong enough, by the time the wins and tribulations of marketing come your way, you can fall out of the way, right? In marketing digitally, as much as it can be simple, it can still be very, very draining. It can be very frustrating and it can be very tedious. You can be doing a lot of things right and it looks as if you are doing nothing, right? That is a time where you want to hold yourself together and know that, okay, and if maybe you're working for a brand, if you have a brand that understands how the space works, they will understand when you're putting in your efforts. And as far as it is yielding little results, might not be as big as they want, but as far as it's leading you to little results, then you're making progress, right? But then do not fall off the way. And then we talked about the considerations to market online, being you understanding who your target markets are. And we said that that is done via research. So you have to research your target audience and then draft a buyer persona for your different target markets, right? So a business can have more than one particular target audience that they are aiming at. It doesn't take anything away from the business, right? And you can have more than one. Yes, but you have to research and know exactly who your target markets are because your business is not for everybody. No matter how you want to generalize it, every business has their target audience, every business has their target market. You just need to know whom your target markets are. We give examples like the likes of Indomie, whom we know are targeting mostly kids, children, and we also give other brief examples. Right, this is just a brief of what we did yesterday. Yeah, we also talked about the stages of marketing online. You can see this is a funnel. And we talked about the C stage, the think stage, the do stage, and the care stage. So the C stage is where you're going to be pushing out stuff and people are going to be seeing your brand. At that point, you can see it is bigger on the cone. You can see how it is bigger here. It means that, oh, okay, you're pushing out stuff, people are going to see it, people are going to like it. You're going to have a lot of people. It's more like throwing the net into the water and then having so many fishes. And then later on, you now have to filter out the fishes. And then you have the think stage. The think stage is where people who have seen your brand are now thinking about your brand. That's the people who are going to think about your brand after seeing it. And you can see that from that top, it reduces down here, right? And then we now have the do stage. The do stage is where they now say, oh, okay, after I've seen this brand, I've thought enough, I want to take action. I want to buy what they are selling. I want to patronize their services, right? And then we have the care stage, which is the final stage, which is where you take care of your brand, where you take care of them. Now they have taken action, they have bought from you, whatever they have bought from you. It is now your time to care for these people so that they don't just end up as one-time customers, but they become returning customers and even become loyal customers of your brand who can go on to become advocates, who can go on to tell other people to come and buy something from you. Because like we said yesterday, and like it is known, it is easier for you to sell to someone who has bought from you before, or it is easier for someone who has patronized your service before to patronize you again than getting a new client. Cost of customer acquisition is always very difficult than customer retainment. Right? To retain a customer is quite easier than acquiring a customer. So you want to ensure that you keep the customers happy, you keep them good, and keep them comfortable with your services or your product. so they can become returning customers and they can refer you to others. And it's also easy for someone to buy from you through a referral than even when you are doing discount and promos. Yeah. So that's on that. There are the types of strategies: social media marketing, email marketing, content marketing, pay-per-click, search engine optimization, video marketing, influencer marketing, search engine marketing as well. We talked about some things that are not here, not on this document. On this slide, rather, we talked about competitors and three types of competitors are there. We said they are direct competitors, they are niche competitors, and then they are substitute products. Direct competitors are the people that sell exactly the same thing that you sell. They sell exactly the same kind of product that you sell. And then we have the niche competitors. Niche competitors are, okay, these people are in the same niche. They don't sell exactly what I sell, but they are within that family, that bracket of my brand. For instance, let's use clothes. We talked about clothes. If you're selling clothes, for instance, anybody who sells clothes as well is your direct competitor because they're selling exactly the same thing that you sell. Then your niche competitors can be, okay, this person does not sell clothes, but they sell shoes. They are in the same clothing line, clothing and fashion, clothing and apparel, whatever. So they are in the niche. And then we now have the substitute products. Substitute products are the ones that if the person does not use your product, they can go and use that one. In clothes, there's no substitute because people must buy clothes. But there are some businesses that have substitute products, right? For instance, the banks. If someone doesn't store money in the bank, the person can use Isusu or Akawu to store their money, right? So those are majorly what we talked about yesterday. Is there anything I'm missing? Is there anything I'm missing? Yeah, we also talked about how to get your audience. We talked about the EIDA formula, which is quite the same thing like this funnel, just slight difference. So just like you see this funnel, we have the first part, we have A being attention, we have I, which stands for interest, we have D, which stands for desire, and then we have A, which stands for action. Attention is that whatever you're putting out, you have to first of all grasp the attention of your target market or of your audience because the attention span of people, like is very low into this world. People do not have the patience to stay for long to view anything that does not capture their attention immediately, and everybody is fighting for attention. So you have to try as much as possible to grasp that attention. I saw a movie, not a movie. It's not really a movie. I think it's a documentary on Netflix, and it's about um, the the battle for attention from social media. And the people who were in this documentary are all persons who have worked in these top tech companies, people who have worked in Meta, Facebook, people who have worked in Google, people who have worked in most of these big tech companies. And they were really talking about the pros and cons of social media and how it has affected a lot of people negatively. Of course, you're supposed to know that the business model of social media is to keep you glued to the screen. That's their own business model. So that's how they make money. The more you stay glued to your phone, glued to your screen, glued to their channel, the more they make money. Because how do they make the money? Ads. So you are on their store on the platform, they are giving you things, people are creating, you're seeing stuff you like, and then they are bringing ads to your face and they're collecting money per impression. Right. So the first thing is attention. That's why the algorithm studies, I didn't say this yesterday, so let me just say it now. The algorithm studies what you like, right? What it feels like you're interested in. And of course, due to your behavior and your interests, these algorithms are computers that have been built and kept, right? So you train it. The more you watch stuffs, the more it is trained. For instance, myself, I watch a lot of I like this. It's not do I like it? I don't know, but I just find it intriguing when I come online and I see these videos of the Arabs or white guys who train or stay with wild animals, playing with wild animals in a cage, having them in their houses, and I still I watch those stuff to the end. Sometimes I watch them as much as 2, 3 times for one particular video because I'm like, these people are taking risk. But and the algorithm has studied that these are the kind of things I like. So it pushes it to my face because they feel that those things I'm attracted to them. Right. So those things attract me and they interest me as well. And they make me stay glued to the screen. So you as a business, you also want to ensure that you attract your target market when you push out your stops. So the first things first is to get their attention, right? Attention grabbing. It should grab their attention. It should stop them to, it will make them stop and want to look at what you're doing. Otherwise, they'll swipe or they will just ignore. The next thing is interest, being that okay, now they have stopped to look at this thing. Is it going to interest them? You can attest to the fact that if you're on Instagram and you're scrolling through your screen, if you stop and look at a video, maybe because it grabs your attention at the first instance, and when you looked at the video, maybe the first 10 seconds of the video does not make sense to you, immediately you swipe, right? Maybe you stopped to watch one comedy skit from maybe Nas Boy, and it grabbed your attention. It was attention grabbing, but when you watch the comedy skit, in the first second, it looked like it was boring. The next thing you're swiping and you're looking for the next thing. So as a business, so you also want to keep them interested in your stuff. Then the next is desire, right? So they should be able to desire what you're selling. Now your main aim is not just to entertain or educate. Yes, those are very big parts of the business, but the end goal is to ensure that people take action, right? And how do they take action if they don't desire what you've offered to them or what you've presented to them? So the next thing is for them to desire and do what, take action. And then the last part is the desire. That's the last part is now action. I've just mentioned it. So that's AIDA. Attract, interest, desire, and then action, right? So they've desired your product now, they want to take action. Make sure you're available and give them a very easy way to take action. People are not patient. I don't know. You should understand that people are not patient. If you have a website and people have gone through the various stages and now they want to click to your website and buy something and they log into the website and the website is slow, or they come and your UI is too complex, or they are not seeing what they want, they will go back, and that's the end. You've lost that customer, right? So if it's social media you are to, it should be easy. If they want to send you a message, don't go and put your message on private when you are doing business. So they can send you a message, and when they reach out as well, you should be available to um, um, attend to their needs. Otherwise, they might just leave, right? So that's that on that. I don't know if I've been able to do justice to it briefly. So we can move on. Anybody that was not in the class yesterday that was here today, have you been able to grab anything? Not just the person that asked the question.
Yes, I'm good, but I'll still need the slide or a recorded or the recorded version. So
Yeah, you get it. You get it.
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I'll stop sharing my screen for now. I need to show something else. Okay, so
Please, I have a question.
shoot, please.
Is it okay to use yourself and your experience to tell the kind of things your customers might like because you like them? Or how do you get to know? Because I know you do research. How far can you do research? Do you have to go ask them, or what's the method of the research? Is there a place where you can do the research or get the information of what your customers are looking for, or you use your experience as an adult to know that, okay, because I like this thing, I think some other people might like it too?
Okay, that's what we're coming to now. Anyways, we are headed there now. Okay, so oh my God. Okay, so yeah, on that, right? Today we'll be looking at how to do the customer research and get and then draft a buyer persona for your ideal target audience or target market, as the case might be, right? So I'll say this. The best way to do research, right? The best way has always and will always be one-on-one conversation. That is always the best method or pattern to do your research, one-on-one conversation. Because the truth is, if I am sitting down with you and we are having a conversation, I know that, yes, some people have their guards very high, but take it or leave it, there will always be some level of information that you're going to get from the individual when you are doing one-on-one conversation. Let's take, for instance, I have a product that maybe I'm doing a research and I want to do a research for a product that cures maybe diabetes. And I need to understand what people who have diabetes are going through, right? The best way I can understand what someone who's going through diabetes is going through is if I have a conversation with that person. I sit down with them and they tell me their pains, they tell me what they've been going through with the diabetes. That is one of the best ways. That is the best, right? But it is quite understandable that that is not always viable. That is not always the case. That will not always be the case. That will not always happen. So there are other means to do your research. And there is social media, right? There is okay, Nigerians are not much on that platform, but a very good platform that works a lot for this kind of research is Quora. If you go to Quora, you're going to see people asking questions with regards, and you can see answers that other people are giving. From there, you can have insights into what these people are passing through or facing. You can also join this is dependent on products anyways, so it might not always be like this. You can also join forums, groups on Facebook or Instagram or any channel or channels, right, where conversations regarding the people you are targeting takes place, and you do a listening and understand what these people are saying and hear what these people are going through. Because yes, you might not be the one asking the questions, but the truth is when people with a common bias or a common people who share something in common, when they are in a particular place, there is always the tendency for these people to express their grievances because they know that they are with people who understand them, who understand what they are going through, and who can have empathy or who can be empathetic towards their plight. So you're going to be able to get a lot of information from there, right? However, if you cannot, since we cannot do one-on-one conversations most times, it is imperative that you understand how to do a survey and you push out a survey for people to fill out, right? And the surveys help you understand your target market, understand what they are going through. Of course, you're going to be asking certain questions, but the questions have to be relevant questions. You also have to understand. So I'm telling you the guidelines when you want to write a survey, because we're going to practice one now. You have to understand that these people you are giving this survey to, they are not under compulsion to fill it. They are they are not of course, compulsion, that's the word, to fill it. So the questions have to be direct and minimal as possible, right? But the questions have to be direct and straight to the point so that they understand, right? And they can feel and give you back your survey, and you can use the information that you gather to do your research. For instance, why the survey is also important is, let's say for instance, if you're carrying out a project in school, I'm sure most of us have graduated from school already. Maybe you are supposed to do a research on something, why children of between age 20 to this have this blah 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 whatever. You don't go and looking for every child that is 20, right? You just pick, or you just go to a particular place where they have children of that age range. Maybe one school, maybe a school, primary. You just pick one school and you go and share a survey and expect the children to fill. You are using that as a number to look at, okay, on an average, this is what people of this particular age grade are going through. And that is how you get information on what your target market are also going through with the kind of questions we are going to ask, right? Let's not waste time. Let's just see how we can just do something really quickly. Excuse me. How many of us know how to do a Google form? There are different kind of forms, but Google form is the most simplest, and that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to start with. But the main thing is not to know how to use the form. The main thing is how to ask these questions to make sense. We are going to do it together, so you guys should be ready to have a conversation with me. I'll ask, and you tell me what you think, or what the questions you think should be, and we can all flow together. We know how to use a Google form, right? If you don't know how to use a Google form, kindly let me know. Don't worry, there's no, like I always said, there's no wrong thing if you do not know something. Just now, okay. Just now, you want to ask a question, or?
No, I'm just putting my hand up to say I don't know how to use it.
Okay, fine, thank you. All right, okay, that's good. Yeah, so I'll quickly share my screen again. Okay, let me open a new email. I'm supposed to get it now. Okay. Michael says he can't hear me properly. Is that his network? Michael, I think it's your network, because I think most every other person is hearing me clearly. Okay, thank you. All right, so you can see my screen, right? Confirm you can see my screen, please.
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, so let's move on. So Google Form is, of course, part of Google products. Like we know, Google has several products. from their browser being Chrome to their Google account being a Gmail account, which also serves as an email account. But whatever you're doing, you need to have a Google account, which means you have to have a Gmail account, or if you want to use any of the Google products, right? And we have various Google products, and the Google Form is one of the Google products, right? So if you open your Chrome browser, on your Chrome browser, you can always locate your Google Form by going down to this 6 dots on the right-hand side of your screen. You're going to see already as I hovered over it, is showing Google Apps. So you just tap on it so you can be able to locate a Google Form. And the network is bad, so that's why it's slow. It's taking time to open, but of course that's as a result of bad network. Okay, yeah, so these are the Google apps, right? They have a lot of them. Google Search, Business Profile Manager being Google My Business, Google Maps, Play Store, Google Meet for meetings, Google News for news. They have virtually everything you can think of. Google Chat, contacts, to store your contacts on your Google Drive. This is Google Drive. This is what we're going to be working with a lot. I hope you guys know how to use Google Drive. Calendar to book appointments and meetings and all of those stuff. Translate photos, my ad center to see ads, shopping. You can see all the Google products, right? Google Docs, Google Sheets, like Microsoft Doc and Microsoft Excel. So this is Google's own, and I prefer Google to Microsoft. Google Slide, just like you have PowerPoint Slide, but Google Slide is a bit it's a bit more limited, right? But yeah, so this is when you scroll down, you're going to see forms. I'm sure you can see forms at the bottom of the screen here. This is password to manage your passwords. This is forms, right? And then you click on forms. Still loading. Okay. Has it finished loading? Yes. So if you look at these forms, you're going to see templates that Google have already. You can see blank form, which is what we're going to be starting with, a blank form. Right? You can see a template here, that is an already created form by Google themselves that you can just use and edit. You have contact information. You have RSVP to reserve something like maybe a venue or thereabout. You have party invite if you want to send an invite to people for a party. You have t-shirt sign-ups. We have t-shirt sign-ups for people who want to sign up for a t-shirt or something. Party invite. You can see these are all templates, right? You can see what is written at the top here, template gallery. And then these are forms that I've already created on my own. So if you have forms that you've already created or worked on, they will most likely appear, or forms that you have access to, right? Now we'll go to a blank form, which is what we are going to be creating. We want to create a form from scratch. So you create a blank form. We wait for it to load. Yeah. This is a blank form, right? And this is where you now start your job. So first of all, you give your form a title. So guys, what do we want to do? What's the business we want to do? What is the business that we have in mind that we want to do a research for? Somebody give me something so that we can know what the title of the form is going to be.
Can we use Net Factory? Let's just use something that we know already.
Net Factory. No, we cannot use Net Factory. Let's use something else. Let's use a business.
Bella's Host.
What does Bella's Host do? I think my aim is not the name of the business. My aim is what does the business do?
We can name it like an onboarding form.
Onboarding form for what precisely?
Maybe to onboard new users to a platform or so. Then there'll be like information about.
What does the platform solve? Because the aim here, so let's understand this particular part. We're doing a survey, right? And the aim at this point is to understand the pains and the pain point that your target market are going through, so that you can know how you can tailor your marketing efforts and who exactly how you want to do your buyer persona. That's the aim. So
Okay.
we're not going to be looking at onboarding now. We're looking at knowing their problem that we want to solve.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah.
I can't hear you. I think your line is breaking up badly.
Okay, I think I have a suggestion.
Please.
Okay, for name, I would say insured me.
Insured me.
Yes, okay. It's an insurance company. So the problem now is a lot of persons have issues complaining and relating their claims to the insurance company. It's always hard to reach them whenever there's a claim, whenever there's an accident and they want to reach out to the company, there's always a break in communication. It's either they are not responding to their emails, or they're not responding. Even if they respond to their emails, they take time to deliver claims. That's a problem for the insurance company. I think that's something the audience would want to like suggest. Let's do it this way. Let's do it this way.
Okay.
Sorry, please, can I say something?
Yeah, say it.
Please, can we use like maybe a food brand or something else? I don't know.
A food brand. Okay. What do you have in mind?
Okay.
What's the problem that the food brand wants to solve in the food market that is already existing? But they want to be sure.
Maybe affordability and I don't know. Maybe affordability. We can use that.
Okay.
Maybe we are trying to introduce a new product that's more affordable than the one in the market and has like the same value.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Here's how we're going to do it, right? So that idea of the insurance company is a brilliant one, very brilliant one. I like it. So we are going. I think that one is you guys are going to do subsequently. I will do something that everybody understands now, so that we can all understand it first. So at least I've gotten what I can give you guys to do. So we're going to do something on, let's say, let's do something, let's say real estate, right? Let's do something on real estate. So we want to see how people have been getting their houses, where people would prefer to stay, and how the audience have already been treated currently in the real estate space. So let's name this form. Let's give this form a title, and we can call this I would not like to give you the business name. So we can just call this affordable housing for you. Does this make sense? Does it make sense?
As a name of a real estate
as
firm?
a title? No. I'm not using
Okay, as a Google title. Okay. And that's fine.
as a title of the form. Okay,
That's fine.
So after you have given your form a title, you now want to explain or give a description of what this form is going to do, so that anybody who wants to fill your form knows exactly what they are filling out, right, from the scratch. So we can see this survey is intended to know how best to offer you affordable housing options. This is just off the top of my head. Housing options that suit your needs. It will only, just adding this, take 5 minutes of your time. We can see, please spare 5 minutes of your time to tell us how best to serve you. What do you notice on this description? Who wants to tell me something? Who notices anything? Anybody? Any ideas? What you can see from the description, from this form description?
Yeah, it shows wants to serve.
Wants to serve. Okay. Any other person?
I think it's for customer feedback to know how well the services are rendered, how well it is like for the customers.
Okay, thank you, Aisha. Okay, so very correct. Two correct answers, right? So you can see that first, the description is very clear on what the form is for. You want to know, right? So you want information from them. But you can see that the form is also saying that it is going to solve their problem. All descriptions might not be like this, but always try to toe this line, right? It is trying to solve their problem, right? So people like it when they are the center of attraction. Yes, people like it when they have people, or they feel someone is caring for them, or someone is looking out for them. And you can see that this description is saying we are intended to know how best to offer you, so not us, but you, the affordable housing option that will suit your need. And please, we still ask them that they should spend 5 minutes of their time to tell us how best we can serve them. So we are telling them that what we are doing is for you, not for ourselves, right? You are the one who want to help. You are the one who want to solve a problem for you, right? And it feels, and it shows that you have their interest at heart in a way, right? So let's proceed. So you can go on to say something like this, just to add, what's that called again now? A notification in the disclaimer or whatever. So you can see something like this. You can say N/B. If your form is collecting mostly confidential information, you might just want to state it. It's not really a big deal. Every information provided will only be used for the purpose this survey was intended. Is that English correct? Sound somehow in my ear. Only be used for the purpose of which this survey was intended. Your information will not be given. I don't know. I'm trying to find a way to put it. But just something like this. I have information provided will be used for only the purpose of this survey alone, right? And no information will be used for any other purpose without your prior consent.
We can just say all information collected will be treated with almost confusion.
Yeah, English is the problem.
Yeah, or we can just say this information is strictly confidential.
Yeah, I've stated it already. No information will be used for any other purpose without your prior consent. So with that one is not really a big deal, right? Now this is where the tick of the action goes into, right? Where you are now asking them the question. So what do you think should be the first question? What do you think should be the first question?
Their name and okay, they are not putting their name, so let's just put what is how much is the affordable housing for you or something.
Okay.
Location.
Right. Location. Okay. Two correct answers, two very good answers.
Budget.
Budget.
I think that's
okay.
budget.
Budget. So we've had location, we've had budget, we've had what was Aisha's on? Aisha, what was yours? It was Aisha that said the first, that spoke first.
I don't think I've
No,
okay, you were not
Lucy,
the one
but
that spoke. Okay,
I meant
Lucy, sorry.
budget. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so we've talked budget, we've talked location, we've talked what else? Okay.
What of their demographics?
An interest.
An interest. What kind of whose mic is?
Sorry, what of their demographics?
I don't really think interest is really.
Who is in a noisy place? I have to mute that person. I'm sorry, the noise was too loud. Yes, Walter. Walter, your hand is up. You can answer. Elijah, please hold on. I definitely hold on. Let Walter has the floor for now. I think his hand is up. Ibuka's hand is also up. Walter. Okay, Walter is not answering. Ibuka.
Okay, I think the next one should be like
the first question.
Apartment. Is it a one-bedroom apartment, two-bedroom?
The kind of apartment. Nice, very correct.
Yes, after location.
Okay, good. So I think I will need to be writing these things down. Give me a second. Okay, so we've had location, we've had type of apartment, we've had budget. 3 correct answers. Yeah, who wants to say something again? Walter, your hand is still up. Gender, age. Yes, Patrick says gender and age. Thank you, Patrick.
I think the question of number of persons that would stay in the apartment is also important, because I think in Lagos there's a limited number of persons that the landlord can permit to stay in a single room, and there's a limited number for a mini flat, and there's also for 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom flat. I think the number of occupants is also important.
Okay, number of occupants. That's also the discretion of a landlord, but okay, number of occupants. Nice. I love that. Adekunle, yeah.
Occupation.
Occupation. Yeah. Then the roots.
Okay, so aside their demographics, I feel like the kind of aesthetics they want in their house, because some people may like want a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, but the
Okay.
aesthetics they want to like be a lot. Maybe if they want like swimming pool, or they want a garden, or they want like all this kind of things.
Okay. Water states, education background, marital status.
I think their
Okay.
age also, to know the kind of people you're talking to.
Yep. Their age, very important. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. I'm loving the energy. Thank you so much, guys. I think nobody's hand is up again. If your hand is up or you want to say something, let me know. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so occupation. Yeah, that was as we mentioned. Yeah, so nice ones, right? So I want to start with the very first thing. So the first thing, income. Yeah, income. Yeah. So these are all very good options, right? So the first thing we can start with, or I think we should start with, should be something within their demography, right? So we can start with gender. So we know who we are talking to. Nature of work, occupation. Yeah, thank you, Walter. So the first thing first is gender. So we have here male. So if you want to change your options, you can see this is a multi-choice question. You have this drop down here. You have check boxes. We have drop down. We have file upload. We have linear. We are going to see how some of these options work, right? But the first one is going to be a multi-choice question, multiple choice question. So they have to select one. So we have gender. So we have male. We have female. We have what others, or prefer not to see. And then we have other. Yes, I know that we are in Nigeria. Yeah, but just in case the client identifies as a spoon, or identifies as a wood, they should identify, right? So yeah, this is the first one. Then we now add the next question. You can see where I have add question on my right. Right, first question is the gender. Now, if you want you want to make the question compulsory, which I think this one, of course, should be a required question, because required. You just toggle this on. So it means that they must have to answer this question, right? And this is a question that anybody should answer. Okay, so we'll go to the next thing, being the next question. We go to the next question. We've asked for the agenda now, right? The next question can be age range, right? age range. So you want to give them range, right? Between, let's say, you want to widen the gap, say 20 to 40, so that this form is not too long. 40 to 60, no, let's say 40 to 50. 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, thereabouts. This is not the big deal. 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, and then 60 upwards. 60 above, right? And it's still a multiple choice question, so they can answer. So you know the age range of people that you are talking to or that makes up the most part of your target audience or market. So we've talked age range. The next thing now is so I'm taking from the things that you guys mentioned. So we've mentioned gender, we've mentioned age range. Now we are going to look at marital status. Right, so option, of course, we have married, Abby, single, Pringle. Married, single. What is there another option for marital status?
Yeah, there's divorce. I think there's
Thank
widowed.
you. Divorced, widowed. You know that some of these things would always remember them because they're not common. Yeah.
We can just put others so the form won't be too long. The most common is usually single or married.
Let's just add it there. So let's leave it like this now, right? Multiple choice, widowed, blah blah blah. So you also know exactly who is filling the form, right? Then the next question will now be we've talked those three parts which are okay for us. The next question should now be what type of apartment would they be looking at? What type of apartments would you prefer? Right. And you now give options. And what are the options that we have? The most common ones that people prefer to stay in. Yeah, occupation. I just missed occupation. That's true. Damn. Very important. So I'll change this to occupation, please. So this is going to be occupation. So you know the occupation of people who are going to be staying. This one, we are not going to put options because you cannot exhaust occupation. So we are going to change this from multiple choice to short answer. Right? So they tell you their occupation by themselves. Okay. And then we now go back to the one we wanted to go to now, which is what kind of apartment would you prefer? Right. So yeah, you want to give options, right? Or you want to leave it a short answer. That's at your discretion now. Which one would you guys prefer? Short answer or options?
I think short answer would be best because if you say options now, there are so many.
Okay, good. Short answer. So they can tell you. So there's no apartment that has a long paragraph, right? It's 2-bedroom flat, 3-bedroom flat, whatever, right? So we'll keep it a short answer. What type of apartment would they prefer, right? So that's on that now. Now the next question will now be what location, right? What is your preferred location? Question mark. So we put options here, right? We have urban area, we have rural. Some people like rural area. Don't joke with it. And do I have any other option? urban, rural. What else is there? Bill me out. Somebody. If it's Lagos now, we'll do mainland. I mean, if we are focusing on Lagos, we can do mainland and island, right? But let's say we are not just focused on Lagos. We just want to do urban, rural.
Semi-urban.
Semi-urban. Semi-urban. Okay. Which one is semi-urban, please? Not rural, not urban. Not too rural, not too urban.
Not fully urban, just a little bit like mixed.
Yeah. Okay.
In explanation, say Bagada, Ogudu, and Surulere compared to Iyanokpaja, all those. I did not say anything.
Okay, you have already said it. There's no need to run away from what you have said. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Now I've learned. I now know the semi-urban areas in Lagos. Okay. So we are done with that. Preferred location, which is important. We have not asked them their income. Okay, yeah, let's leave from the occupation. We might know the income, right? We can now see
budget.
Thank you. What's your budget? What's your budget for your preferred apartments? Make them know saying everything them pick, right? What's your budget? What am I typing? Right. So you give a short answer. So they pick. Tell you their budget, right? In naira, or in pounds, or in dollars. And so these are the important parts that you want to understand now, right? From this, you're going to know the age range of the people who are your target market, the occupation type that they do, and from there, we're also going to know what kind of apartments they prefer, and what is also going to be hindering them from getting this kind of apartments that they prefer, right? So let's see what else is next. Spoken location, spoken income, marital status, type of apartment, budget, gender, age, occupation. So we'll ask them some important questions now, right? Questions that will yes, we are not putting income again. So we'll ask them some important questions now, since we have asked them these other questions. Now we want to ask them what have been, or what is your challenge, or what is the challenge hindering you from getting your preferred apartment?
Hello, how?
Yeah.
Okay, someone made the suggestion that since we already have budget there, income being there is no longer necessary, and I think I second it.
Is there
I think there was a part you were talking about income.
No, there's no income. We didn't add it anymore. I said that since there's budget, there's no need for income again. There's no income. Yeah. So now the next question is, what is the challenge hindering you from getting your preferred apartment? You can see it's a long answer text. Reason being that you want them to express themselves, right? And tell you what their challenges have been. So some people will answer, some people will not answer, but leave it open, because people want to talk, and people want to hear, and people want to know that someone is there to hear them talk, right? So you leave it open. Now, what's their challenge hindering them from getting their preferred apartment? Let them tell you what they have been passing through, right? And so you also know what has been going on in the market and how you can step in to mitigate such circumstances. The challenges might be more than one. Okay. What are the challenges? Okay, yeah, nice observation. So let me change that to what are the challenges? It might be more than one, like you said, right? So we have that here. So ask them what the challenges are. I'm looking for a question that we are going to make a question that they have to pick one or pick multiple stuffs, right? Like this question now, we are asking them what are their challenges hindering them from getting their preferred apartment. If you feel like some people are not going to answer, you can then give them options, right? But those options now, like we said, are now going to be multiple. So let's say for instance, we feel like, or you think that people will not want to explain in this part and you want to give them option, you can now change this to a checkbox, right? And then you now give them options. One can be financial challenge. The next one can be what do they call these people? These agents that always give issue. Unreliable agents. Next one can be preferred
extra charge.
Extra charge.
The legal agents.
Excessive charges. Another one can be location. They might like an apartment, but it's not in their preferred location. That happens. But I'm thinking of how to put it now. Lack of apartments in preferred location. Right? And you can just add others. Let's not make it too long. If you know options, you can add, exhaust the options. Take straight to the point. You know exactly. So you see now that you have given them these check boxes, so they can tick more than if they have more than one challenge amongst all of. If all these things is their challenge, they can also tick it. Some people might not be finance, some people might just be unreliable agents. They tick it, whatever, right? They tick all these things, and they give you their answer, right? And you move on. So this one can just be the last question now. And the last question might require them to say something, right? Because if you're having a conversation with somebody, definitely you will allow them to explain. Yes, shalaye might happen. Aisha is raising up her hand. Yes, Aisha.
Okay, so I think we should ask them about their pet peeves. Like some people, they don't like it when the house is too close to a mosque or a church. Some people don't like it when there's too much children. So
okay.
like,
So what did you
like
say that one is? What did you call it?
Pet peeves, like their ick, something that annoys them.
Yeah, so we can add that now. So now we are going to add that in this last question. This last question now is where you want them to tell you what they would like to see or what they don't like. Right?
More like
so
description.
That's where they now explain themselves. So that's where they cannot tell you, I don't like an apartment where there are too much children. I wouldn't want an apartment where it's very close to the church or mosque, or an apartment that is not close to police station or that is too close to police station because police will just enter the street and carry us, you know, all those options, right? So that can be your last option. So you can close the form and allow them to give you their answers by themselves, right? You can see that we don't want it to be too long. I try not to make it too long. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 questions. 10 is okay, right? But let's leave our one at 9. So you can decide to see would you have any no, not preferences. English is my problem now. So I'm thinking of the right words to use there.
Preference.
I was thinking of preference, but I felt like preference will not work.
What exactly are you trying to explain? Preference or description, I think.
Say, are there any suggestions. Oh, not suggestions. Hold on. So I'm trying to close this form. I want this to be the last option. So do you see that creating this, it looks simple now because we are all doing it together, right? It's quite simple, but it takes time because you have to carefully think about the kind of questions you want to ask. Not every business will have this kind of options that are easy. I mean, this is real estate or housing, so almost everybody knows what goes on in the house space. It's easy to think out, right? But not every business has this kind of easy thought process. Some of them you have to think deeper. Some of them you have to think the kind of questions you want to ask that will be straight to the point, that gives you what you want, and doesn't also annoy the audience and make them not feel right. So you just hit the nail on the head. So you can see now, I've gotten to a part where I'm now trying to think of how to actually ask this question that will actually make them explain. Because if you do not ask it well, and of course we are going to leave it unrequired. We're not going to put it on the required because they are not liable to explain anything to me. Okay, but you notice how it comes almost at the end of the form, because I mean the way psychology works is the field first, second, third, down to this point, right? And maybe those ones were required. They've gotten to this point. They will just want to finish up what they have started, and they will likely explain because the form has been easy for them to fill all through, right? Choice on the kind of environment you love to stay. Are there any suggestions? Yeah, so we can say, are there any suggestions you would give to aid in getting you the best apartment? Right, so you give a long text here. This is where they cannot explain to you. Yes, please, I don't want any apartment that landlord used to tell you that if you don't come back by 9 o'clock in the evening, I'm going to lock the room. I don't want that kind of apartment. Or, oh, I don't want a place where there are too much kids. I don't like a place where there are too much male neighbors than females. I don't like this, I don't like that. Right? Some can even begin to tell you their past experience because it's not a long answer text, right? And then you leave it optional for them to answer. But you see how straight to the point and makes sense. So by the time you're done with your survey, you go through your survey to be sure that everything is the way you want it to be, is intact. Make this required. Make this required. Required. Occupation required. It's not all you will make required anyways. Required this one too. These are simple ones, so they can just simply tick the answers. Right? And we have let's leave it like this. It's okay for now. Okay, so you see that we are done with the form, right? And we can now title this form affordable housing for you. So it has already been titled. So you know that you are done with you've created your survey, right? So these other ones are things you can edit later on your own. So you've created the survey, you're sure you have gotten what you wanted, and then you now want to push it out for people to fill. Because you start with people who are close to you, right? For maybe your WhatsApp status, your WhatsApp contacts, or you can even push it to your socials, right? It depends on where works best for you. And the kind of audience that you have that you can tap into. Now, let's say you are done. This is where you're going to see your responses by the time people have started filling out your survey, right? And then we are done with this. You want to send it out. You now go to send, right? And if you go to send, you're going to see here, they said send via. Okay. Now, this is just you asking for information. If you have not launched and maybe you want them to patronize you when you launch, there's no harm in adding a very last one that you can see. Would you like us to maybe contact you or get information, or would you like to get, I mean, that depends on what you're treating, right? Maybe you have not launched your program and you're about to launch something and you're finding out from them and you want to subtly collect their information, like gently collect it for the purpose of lead generation, to always reach out to them and have a contact that you can reach out to by the time you start active marketing or active performances. You can then gently put it there and say, if you would like us to, and ask them like, would you like to know when we launch or when we start our business, blah, 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 right? Whichever ways, and you give them the option to say yes or no, right? And then you can, if they say yes, you can now go down to say, if yes, kindly leave us your number, your contact information so we can reach out to you, and then you ask for it. It's that simple, straight to the point, right? And you have softly collected information from people. Anybody that says no, we leave it because it's not going to be compulsory, right? So you want to send out the form now. You now go to the send, and you can see here collect email addresses, and we said do not collect. So if you turn this on to verified, it will automatically collect the person's email address once the person clicks on it, because they are going to use their Google account to fill this form. So it will automatically collect their email addresses if you want that, right? It's always, I always turn it on myself, right? And you can see a send via email. This is not what you want. You just want to get a link, and you're not sending it as an email to anybody. So you come down to this part where you see this, and that's link, right? And you can see the URL. But this link is too long. Nobody will look at this link. Is way too long, right? And Google already gives you a very easy way to shorten it from here. So you just shorten your URL, and you can see it has been shortened, and then you copy, right? And you copy the link and you paste it to wherever you want to paste it to. So I've copied that link now, and I'll paste it here in the chat section. So I'll paste it here. And that's my survey. I can decide to now go to my WhatsApp and say, oh, my contact, my family, I want you guys to fill out this quick survey so that I can understand, blah, 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 blah. It will not take much of your time. You know, you compose a compelling message that make people want to fill it, something that intrigues them to want to fill it out, right? And then you now have your survey out, and you know that, oh, okay, I'm going to have people who can fill out and tell me what they want to tell me, and I will now know exactly who my target market are from this. Was it hard? Was it difficult? Was it confusing?
Okay. For me, it's not difficult, but I would just like to go over it again. So maybe when the recording comes out.
But you have to do your own. Nicholas said it wasn't difficult. Modesty says it's not difficult. I like the energy. It's not difficult. It wasn't difficult. It's simple. Right. Very easy. I like that. But you guys are going to do yours now. And we're not going to do something as simple as this. So someone mentioned insurance company. Who was that again? Can you explain that stuff again?
It's me.
Explain it again.
Okay. Most times, clients complain that they are trying to reach the insurance company. Probably there's an accident or a fire, and they need to report to the insurance company. But it's always hard that insurance company, they don't respond to their messages, and they don't, even the times they respond, they don't pay claims quickly.
Okay.
Constantly. So now I'm thinking that if we should just make it something like this, let them lay their complaint. What exactly is the challenge you're having? What type of insurance did you do? Which of the policies are you involved with? And yeah, something like that. That's a problem that needs solution.
All right, thank you. I want to be calling you guys by the name now. Thank you, Blessing. Michael
Sorry, I want to
says,
say something.
All right, shoot.
I think what she said is a different form. This one is to introduce your business to people. That one is to solve problems. So I don't know if it's the same kind of form or something.
It's the same thing, because this one is also to solve problem. You want to solve their problem as well from this. You want to know the kind of problem you want to solve. So you know the dimension in which you're going to take. You're not the first person that's getting into real estate. So, but you know that there are a lot of things happening in real estate. There are a lot of flaws that also happen. And you want to understand your target market, who exactly make up the large part of it, what is their income level, and what have they gone through in the past. That is where your competitors have flawed. So you can see if you can do better. It's almost the same thing from what she said. Right. I'm sure we all heard what she said. It's also very simple and straight to the point. And the thing now is what we are going to say now, or the form you're going to be putting out now, or the survey you're going to be putting now is you are an insurance firm that is a new insurance firm, the Gen Z insurance firm that is coming into the market now. And you've seen the flaws that have been happening, and you want to know your ideal target customers and what they have been going through as well, right? And also for follow-up. Now, in this one, you want to add contact information. I want to see how you're going to subtly do that. So the thing is, you're now out there. You want to find out what has been going on in the market, right? What are the flaws that the other insurance companies have been doing where you can capitalize on? So the kind of questions you want to ask are questions that are going to help you find out how best you can help solve the problem that exists in the market with these people, right? You heard what she said. So many problems that exist. They call them, they don't pick calls. If they pick, they don't swing into action and all of those kind of stuff. You already know that this is a problem that exists, but you don't know if that is all. There might be other problems. Of course, they're supposed to do a research on this to push it out, but I want to see what you can come up with from the brief one that has just been said. Now, I know why I'm asking us to do this, because you will not always have a company that you like, that you want to work with. It's not always what you like or what you want that you get. Sometimes you get challenging businesses that you don't know anything about before. You've never done anything with them before, and you need to do something like this, right? But this is more like kind of an emergency pattern, but I want to see what you can come up with from what we have done in this class so far, the kind of questions you would like to ask your audience. Can we do that?
Okay, what's the time frame,
So, and
please?
some of us are laughing. Ma'am?
The time frame, at least we have to have time to do that now. Like,
yes, I'm giving you time. It's not an hour.
Okay.
I cannot give you an hour.
Ah.
So this is 3:09. So the next 20 minutes.
So sorry, is this like an assignment or something?
Like a classwork.
Okay, please, can you repeat
classwork?
your question?
Sorry?
Can you repeat the question? Like,
yeah, is you creating a form like this, a survey, to find out about what your target market are going through in the insurance industry, from what she explained. right? So you want to know who are the people that are having this challenge in the insurance industry, what kind of challenges have they been having in the time past, and how you can help to solve that challenge, right? So it's from the information that you get from the form and the feedback you get, you will now know how you want to come into the market to solve their challenge, because there are already other insurance firms, but they are falling short. And you want to come into the market to compete with these guys. Yes, you are new. You expect that people will jump on you, but that's not how it is. So you want to find out what people have been going through and how you can solve that problem or that challenge, just like we did with this one. It's quite simple and straight to the point. Do you understand now? Do you understand?
Yes, I do. Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's just do that in the next 20 minutes, and we'll be back by 3:30. I'll ask for the form by 3:30. We're supposed to go on break by 3:30. Okay, so you just do it and join with your break time now. Somebody said 1 hour. You finally got in your 1 hour. But just do it 3:20 first. Let me be sure that you did not finish it up, then we can know what we are going to do next. So your time starts now. Adekunle is laughing. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. We have an assignment. This is a classwork. Like now, assignments will come, but do classwork first.
Let me hope I'll be able to do this with my phone. Oh God.
Aisha, you got kicked out. Okay, so the classwork is on an insurance firm. The first thing that Blessing mentioned, well, before we started the form, before we then decided to do the real estate. So the insurance firm is, you know that there are a lot of problems that have been going on in the insurance space. People complain that they call the insurance companies, they don't pick their calls, they don't have claims to their insurance and all of those stuff. And you are trying to come into the market to see how you can solve this problem, but you need to understand the pains that your target market have been going through. You have been hearing it, but you don't really know the pains that they have been going through, and you want to understand it. So you want to create a survey to find out from your target market how you can come in to solve their problem.
I don't even know how to get this Google Works. Where's the meet? Let me eat, Abeg. I don't even know how to start. God, I need to laugh. Make sure there's nobody.
Michael, you want to go? If you go, come back. Oh.
1 hour.
Wow, it's 20 minutes. Let me pause the recording. Yeah, let's start recording again. So I've copied Adekunle's form. Let's see what he did. We are back, Abi. Let me share my screen. So after Adekunle, the next person I should check should be Aisha. Adekunle.
Problems faced by customers in the insurance industry. Okay. So you guys should hold on. Let me check one first. So after Adekule is Aisha. After Aisha is Big Richard. Nobody should send again for now. So let's look at Adekule's form. Adekule says problem faced by customers in the insurance industry. That's the title of his form. Do we agree? If you agree, let me hear from you. If you don't agree too, let me hear from you. If you agree, you tell me why you agree with it. And if you don't agree, you also tell me why you do not agree. So yeah, who agrees and who disagrees? Let's hear from you. For the title first, the title of the form.
I don't know this person's own, but this person's own is good too.
Who is speaking?
Actor.
Lesson, okay. Lesson, what did you say?
I think the person's own is good. I'm not saying yours. Okay. Yes. Problem says by customers in insurance industry. It's good to me. Oh. You know, I did not do my own, so half puff is better than full chin chin. That's what I'm doing now.
Okay,
but the person tried.
You're not doing oh yes, master. Anyone you see, you agree.
No, but this person that actually did well, Sha.
Okay. Aisha, you wanted to say something?
No.
This survey is carried out to know the problems you are facing with your insurance companies and find possible solutions to help you experience better services. You can be rest assured that information provided here will be strictly confidential. I like the description, but I don't think I like the title that much. I think you can work on the title better, but I love the description. It's very explanatory. Let's go forward. No time. The first question it has here is, what is your name? We talked about this, right? I'm not sure the name is the very first information you want to take. Personally, though, that's on a personal note. Some people might tell you otherwise, but I don't think a name is ideal per se for the first information. But it's not a bad choice, right? Let's go. Gender, male, female, others, occupation, types of insurance, frequency of interaction with it. Okay, so this type of insurance, let me understand. Is it the types of insurance the person does, or the types of insurance are available? What are you driving at for this particular question, sir?
Okay, sir. I think I didn't verify that well. It's the type of insurance a person does. Like if he's involved in life, if he's involved in life insurance, health insurance, auto insurance, just the type of insurance a person does. So I'll have to rephrase that. The question.
Yeah, so it has to be clear so that they understand.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What is the frequency of interaction with insurance providers? Daily, weekly, monthly, occasionally, rarely. Can somebody do more than one type of insurance?
Yes, it's possible.
Okay, so that means this should also be a checkbox and not a multiple choice.
Okay.
Frequency of interaction with insurance providers. Yeah, okay. What are the biggest challenges you face when dealing with your insurance provider? Select order, apply. Yeah, difficulty in reaching customer support, high premiums, lengthy claim processes, lack of clarity. Okay, I like this. Have you experienced any issues with? If yes, yeah, I love this. How satisfied are you with the overall customer service provided by your insurance company? What improvements or changes would you like to see in the insurance company to better meet your needs? Okay. I think this is pretty clear and straightforward, apart from the types of insurance questioned. I think I like this. It makes sense. It's clear and straight to the point. But I want to see if there is anything that you were not supposed to read. Okay, yeah. I love this. Well done. My only challenge now is going to be, what if people who do not have insurance feel this thing? Maybe they don't have, and they're looking to have.
It doesn't actually matter because some persons think about these claims and poor communication, insurance companies not delivering on their own part of the bargain, which is as a constraint not to get insured.
And more so, sir.
Personal experience or close relationship.
Your line is breaking. Yeah, go on.
More so, I think the question was not addressed to those that are not involved in insurance. So it's yes, it's those that are involved in with insurance companies. We are trying to get the survey.
Okay. So I was thinking in a different direction. I was thinking maybe you could accommodate them, but on the other hand, I'm thinking differently now. So the copy that is going out will do justice to who needs to fill this form. So yeah, solves the issue. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, who's next? Aisha is the next person on my list. So I'll check down Aisha now. Faye and Teams Health Insurance Incorporated. This form was designed to seek your opinion on your health insurance, and all information given will be restricted, strict confidentiality. I like your image at the top. I like your aesthetics for the design. It's nice, Aisha. Well done. Gender. Male, female, prefer not to say. Marital status, single, married, others, occupation, location. So I have a problem with your options. Not the options per se, but the option for which they are going to pick from. So this is a checkbox. So it means I can pick I am male, I am female, and I prefer not to say.
Wow, I did not notice that.
And click single, married. So you'll be confused. And imagine how many people are going to feel it that way. So it should be multi-choice, right?
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Age, I will also always prefer that you put an age bracket, just simply because some people are not comfortable telling people their age. So you just want to put range for them. So you just know the range that they fall in. Then occupation, short answer. Location, yeah, same thing as noticed at the top. Expected budget for insurance, same thing as noted at the top. Are you satisfied with your insurance? Yes, no. If no, why? Preferred hospital. Who do you think should be included in your insurance? So are you focused on medical insurance?
Yes, it's only health insurance, like just medical insurance.
Health insurance. Okay, yeah, you already put it on the title. This form was designed to say, okay. Okay. Budget. Okay. Yeah, so I think this is cool. This is cool. But you only gave a limited number of hospitals, and this is the only number of hospitals that are in your insurance this thing. You know, you guys can also do scale answer, right? For instance, like this partner that you said, are you satisfied with your insurance? You can decide to make it a scale and say on a scale of 1 to this, right? You can see my screen. What I see on my screen, affordable housing for you, confirm that's what you can see.
Yes, sir.
So you can do like, let's say you want to do a scale. That one is also very easy. You come down and you pick here, you go here, and you change this to a linear scale. And you say, is that a linear scale? A linear scale, yeah. And you can now decide to change the option from 1 to 5 to 1 to 10. You can say on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being, or on a scale of 1 to 10, how satisfied are you with this, right? So they scale up the answer for you. They can tell you, okay, 8 on a scale of 1 to 10, 5 on a scale of 1 to 10, 4. Just in case you need that, right? Not a necessity per se.
All right, sir. Noted. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. What else? Yeah, this is nice generally. Makes sense. Well done. So what else am I checking now to be fast? Just checking. Aisha, this is Big Richard. BVG Richard. I don't know if that's big, but I think it's big. I'm assuming. My assumption kills. Insurance experience insights. Check for spellings. Insights. But I like the title, the insurance experience insights. But the spelling is your insight spelling is incorrect. Dear respondents, this survey, please don't say this Google form. Please say survey. This survey is to understand why insurance companies do not respond to their customers' claim. Please be well known. Your responses will be kept conditional. Okay. So this description makes it look like you're only focused on why you want to only find out why insurance companies do not respond to their claim. That's not the only thing you want to find out though. You also want to confirm or know of other things that they are going through. So you have to broaden the scope. So you could have just maybe said this survey is meant to understand the challenges and needs you face with insurance and insurance policies, something around that range. So it does just look like you are finding out about, leave the other companies, not they are doing their stuff. You want to do your stuff. So it doesn't look like it's just hitting the competition, right? You have a goal. The goal is, of course, to find out what the competitors have been doing, but not necessarily just that. But the main goal is to understand what your target audience or target market is going through. Age 18 to 25, 26 to 30, 31 to 35 and above. Okay. Occupation, yeah. Have you made use of any insurance before? Nice. I love that question. How was the experience? I'm thinking this is a long answer. And remember what I said, they are not liable to give you an explanation. So this should not be required, in my opinion. They will answer you, but I don't think you should make it a compulsory answer. Did the insurance company come through for you when needed? Okay. Is there any bad experience you would briefly like to share? With your experience with insurance companies, do you still believe in it? So, okay. Do you believe in Jesus? Okay, so this is cool, but you are completely focused on what the other insurance companies have been doing. So this is now as I'm reading this survey, what I'm thinking is you are right. You are doing a survey as though you want to do a thesis or a report or a project on insurance failures and blah 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 blah, because that's how it sounds to me. So if you can tweak it to sound a little more like you're not just interested in what the competitors are doing, you're more interested in what they are going through with or without the competitors and what they intend to see that will make their life better. Because the truth is, people will only patronize your product or your service because they have found out that, okay, this thing is going to make my life better. It's going to make my life less of a living hell than it is already. So that's what you should understand, so that we can move forward from there. I'm sure you can take that correction chart and we will move. So who's the next person? Have I skipped anybody? I've seen Aisha, I've seen Richard. Who is the next on my list? Lucy, yeah. This why do we have this picture? What's the intention? She there? Hi, Lucy, are you on the call? If you're trying to speak, I can't hear you. It could be, but I want to explain. It could not still be too. It could be that it is still intentional. I just need to know the reason. Okay, so challenges faced in the insurance company. That's the title. This form is created to understand the challenges customers faced by the insurance industry. Challenges faced in the insurance company. I think it's too vague. can be understanding the challenges you face with your insurance company or with your insurance. Let's leave company out of itself. Right? You want to understand the challenges they face so that it sounds empathetic. That you don't just want information, but you want to understand what they have been passing through. So you can help them solve their problem. Right? That's my own point of view. So I think that this title can be changed to something else, something a little more different from what is there at the moment. Yeah, the description, this one is on the side, this customer's faced by the insurance company. It's more or less like what Richard did. It's still okay, but I think it's too focused. Okay, this one is a little better. I think you can break down your description a little more to be more, understandable by your target market and more wide so that they understand exactly what the message you're trying to pass. Then your picture is here. Like Adekule said, it might be a mistake, so let me believe that. Gender, male, female, others, age. Okay.
So the picture was a mistake. Oh, I didn't even know why it's there.
Okay, it was a mistake. Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to impute picture, but I don't know how to do it.
Okay, wanted to impute picture at the top.
Yes.
Later, you can just play around it. Now you discover it by yourself. It's not hard. Adekule, you were right. Okay. Occupation. So I noticed that most of us have been skipping the location. As much as you think location is not important, it is very important too, because you need to know where your target markets are or where your ideal audience are located. Right? Are they more people located on the mainland? Are they more on the island? Are they more from their location? You can even tell maybe if they are people who are high class or something like that. So you need to know their location. So it's important you also add it. Occupation. What are the challenges you are faced as an individual in the insurance? That question is not complete. That question is not complete and it's confusing. And then you also made almost your answer questions compulsory. Like I said, this is more like trying to get information from these guys, like when you are having a conversation with somebody. The difference now is you're not having a face-to-face conversation. Their attention span is very low. They want to quickly do your thing and move on, right? Just a few persons will maybe take the time to fill it out. So I call these questions that are required. I think they should not be required. What are the challenges you have faced as an individual in the insurance? I'm confused as to that question. Is it challenges you have faced as an individual in the insurance space? So you might need to tune that question to be more understandable. What are your expectations? Now, when you ask what are your expectations, what do you mean by what are their expectations? You need to be more specific about the expectations you are asking from them. Is it what are your expectations going forward, or what are your expectations that have not been met? Is it, And then the next one is tell us your experience. So, Lucy, I think your questions are, I think you need to rearrange it a little again. I think they are a bit jumbled up and they are not following. So I like you to find a way to make sure that the questions are following. I don't know if you understand. There's a pattern to which they are going, right? Like this, tell us your experience. It can come after when you have asked a question like, have you had any terrible experience when it comes to insurance? Somebody did it. I think I saw it on someone's phone. Have you had any terrible experience or any bad experience with insurance? Blah, blah, blah. Yes and no. You give that option. And then you now say, if yes, kindly explain or kindly tell us what your experience was like, or tell us your experience. And then you give them a space to see. If you notice how I'm saying these things, right? You notice that it is more like when you're having a conversation. Let's say I'm with you now, Lucy, I'm sitting down. You're the one who does filmmaking, right? Just to be sure. You're the filmmaker, Lucy.
Yes.
Confirm. Nice.
Yes.
So let's say I'm sitting with you now, and we're having a conversation, and I'm like, oh, Lucy, what's up? How has it been? How has your experience been in the film industry so far? And you tell me, wow, it's been terrific. It's been terrible. Let me just say, of course, the industry is not that, it's not terrible. But let's just say you say it's been terrible. And I'm like, terrible? How? How so? I'm now asking you to explain. At that point, you see how I just told you how this me and you having a conversation, and you start telling me, well, when I got into the industry, this and this and that and that, and up till now, this and this and this has been happening, this and this and this is making it more blah blah blah, more hostile, less this and less that. You know, you begin to explain things because I've asked you why did you experience like that, and I'm listening. So that's why I said that the best way to always get this result is one-on-one conversations, because it's easier, right, for the people to explain. So you want to see that, you see how the question follows. If you're asking someone a question in real life, or you're having a conversation with someone, you notice that the things follow in a pattern. Right? Something leads to another. Something leads to another. And they are somehow linked. So it can also be like that on this phone or on the survey. Oh, have you had any experience? Have you had any good experience? It can be good experience too. Must not be bad. Have you had any good experience? You should explain how great your experience was. Maybe you want to do a survey for people that came to your shop and say, how was your experience with us? And they tell you, so, kindly explain how you felt. You know, something led to it. So I think this is a bit jumbled up. I know you understand what you want to do. You think, from what I can see from the questions, you have the idea of what you're hoping to achieve, but maybe there are just some things that you need to just readjust on the survey so that they flow in line. Yeah, so after telling your experience, there's now other comments, which I think these people are going to be exhausted. They have answered plenty of questions. They have answered what their challenges you have faced. Compulsory. They have answered what are their expectations. Compulsory. You have asked them to tell you their experience. There's an expectation and then there's experience. Compulsory. And they are not asking for other comments again. It's not compulsory, but they will get exhausted. Some who might not want to continue filling your form, and you don't want that. You want to get responses down to your inbox. You're seeing the responses from there, right? Who filled the one I put out? Would you like us to contact you again? And you have yes, no, maybe. Now, you see that you ended it at, would you like us to contact you again? Yes, no, maybe. If they said yes, how are you going to contact them? That's the question. So if someone says yes, and this would you like us to even contact you again, most people will say no, because it's not going to align with them. They don't want disturbance. So you can tweak it and you can say, would you like, you can decide to tell them we are building an insurance platform, insurance blah blah blah, that solves the needs, that solves all your insurance needs and receives feedback, blah blah blah. You know, tell a short story, and you now ask them, would you like to know more about an insurance company, or would you like us to contact you to tell them something that will interest them to want to give you their details? Okay, yes. I love that. I love what you want to do. Oh, okay. Yes, I would like to contact you. Or you can say, we are going to be launching, we are an insurance company that is going to help you solve all your blah, blah, blah needs. Would you like to know when we are going to launch? They tell you, yes, we would like to know when you are going to launch. Then you say, okay, if yes, kindly leave us your contact details. Then you give them a line for them to put their email, and you can even state it there. Kindly leave us your email so we can reach out to you. Leave phone number. Kindly leave us your email so we can contact you, right? Then you drop it there, and then you drop your email. If you still want phone number too, no problem. But you will likely not get phone numbers. You most likely get emails, which you can use for email marketing later on, right? So I hope you understand what I've been saying. I hope everybody's following, because it's not just I'm talking to everybody. So we can all be on the same page.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. What's the next person? Roots. After Roots is Michael, and that will be the last I will take. There was no injustice. I was taking it one by one. The researcher is a digital, okay. DM in short, title of the form. The researcher, dear respondents, the researcher is a digital marketer in Owando insurance policies. We are into insurance for companies, small business owners, etc. Please help answer each question below honestly as you possibly can. Any information will be handled with almost confidentiality. Thank you, Louis Roots. Researcher. Sounds like an email. Name of the company. Number of employees. Okay. So this is what's it called now? This is a survey to a business from what I see here. Roots. Let's converse. Anybody that has
yes, sir.
have to talk. Okay. Okay. Name of the company, number of employees, gender, age range, okay. Okay, so I don't have a problem with it being for a company. I have a problem now where you have a company, you have number of employees, then you then go down to put gender and age range. I see that you are trying to know the age range of, or the gender and age range of the people that own the companies. What if the company is not owned by one person?
No, like the gender and age range is for like the employees. Like it's to help know like the type of company and all of that. Well, that was what I was thinking when I added that.
Okay, if that's what you were thinking, then there is no need for number of employees again now, because that one is for an employer. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I think. I stand to be corrected. Number of employees. Gender. Okay. Age range. Do you have an insurance policy? If yes, for how long? If no, why? It's jammed. Ruth, it's jammed. Do you have an insurance policy? Right. You give them the option of yes and no first. Then you go down and you now ask the next question. If yes, for how long have you had an insurance policy? To stop. Allow them to explain that one, right? I know you are trying to make your form short, but you should have to do it this way so that you don't confuse people so they can fill it out. If no, that's the next question. Why? Don't just put if no, why? It sounds somehow, right? Even if you're having a conversation with someone and tell somebody no, and the person asks you why, to use it to sound somehow in your ears like, I don't understand. I just told you, why you're asking me why, right? So you can put it mildly. You're asking them why, but in a very mild way, and then you explain it. If no, why? If no, I don't even know why it works. If no, I don't know what the aim of the question was. I don't know what the aim of the why is exactly. Ruth, what's the aim of the why? Because the first one, if yes, for how long? I understand. If no,
if no, tell us why.
If no, tell us why. Why do you have why there?
Something like
Your line is breaking. I can't hear you.
From my understanding of the question. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so from my understanding from the question, said you said people have been having issues with like insurance policies and all of that. That was what I understood, Sha. So maybe that's why some people have not had like insurance. So like if you have, how long? So you guys that don't have, tell us why you've not had, like what are the issues, what's the reason why you've not gone into it and all of that.
Okay, fine. Better. So I understand where you're coming from now. So it's not going to be just if no, why. It can now be if no. Would you mind telling us, or if no, what is hindering you from having an insurance policy? It can be like that, right? So
okay, that's
why it doesn't just end it. Exactly. What type of insurance do you have? Now that's for people that said yes. So
yes.
Okay. And you give them the option. So that means this what type of insurance do you have now is not going to be required again, because people that don't have, they don't, okay, except they will now go and tap on order, which defeats the aim of that question. So this question will not be required again. See, you see how it's following, right? You've already asked them if yes and if no. So the people that have no now, that means they don't have an insurance, so they don't have any type. You will not make this question required. You just follow, you just take it as it flows. What is the average term of your insurance policy? Fine. On a scale of 1 to 10, how tedious is it for your company to process its claims? Now, this part again confused me if it is to an individual, that's the employee, or the employers. Remember, I got confused in the beginning, and it's the same thing that's happening. This part now sounds like for an employer who has a company, and you're asking him how tedious it is for his company to process their insurance claims. Or are you saying it's the individuals who the company is to process, that's their company that they are working on should process them? Well, I don't know your thought process, but I think I will understand later.
I think that one was for like the employer. The whole age range, the whole what do they call it? Number of employees was just like get a feel of what your company is like.
Okay, no problem. If you were to look for another insurance policy for your company, what would you look out for? Now, this is for an employer as well. Any other comments or suggestion? Okay. All right. Okay. So, but I think there are some minor corrections that you might just need to make. And then you're good. Then I didn't talk about this. What's it called? So you see why I said that even the the description is now sounding like an email. Are you sending it as an email to them? If it's an email, you will not still put this now. You just send the email, and then this email will carry this, and then it just goes straight to the form, and this format describes what you want to do. But this one now sounds like an email that you're sending to them, and you're doing a research. You don't want to just do the, you are a business. You're trying to form your own business. Leave this researcher. I think you do. I don't know if you do. Maybe you do academic writing, because it's good that do academic writing that used to do like this. Do you do academic writing, Ruth?
No, I don't.
You're not an academic writer. Okay. Okay. All right. I think it's the last person I'm supposed to check now. And that's I'll move on for today. Who have I not checked before the person will swear for me? Michael. Michael is the last person. For Michael, go and swear for me this weekend. Gen Z Insurance Company. Wow. We are Gen Z Insurance Company trying to be a leading insurance company in this digital era. Please note that this is a survey in order to serve you better. This survey really sounds like Gen Z's people, their survey. Anything Gen Z. No matter they get a CB. But it's cool. Email, first name, last name, gender, phone number, WhatsApp number, state of residence, type of insurance, name of insurance company. Michael, are you on this one? Let's talk.
Yes, sir.
Michael, how far?
I did.
Baba, you be Gen Z, you the best. Okay, so Michael, let's have a conversation about this, right?
Okay.
I like the fact that you did it. Michael, the Gen Z, yes, it's our Gen Z in the house. Don't mind anybody, leave them. So I like the fact that you did this. We are a Gen Z company trying to be a leading insurance company in digital era. Your description is okay, but remember what I said about description, right? Tell them what they stand to gain from the form. What do I stand to gain to fill your survey, right? You're telling them about your company. they're not interested in your brand or your company. They are interested in what do I stand to gain from you, from feeling. If I feel this thing, nobody wants to do something that they will not gain from in this world, right? So first things first. We can leave the title as T Gen Z Insurance. I have to rush this because we are almost done for today. You can leave the title as T Gen Z Insurance. Email. So now you are taking too much personal information. Too much. There's email, there's first name, there's last name, and then the gender. You now went and did it to be more checkbox, so I can tick both male and female, and you did not add other. But that's by the way, gender, male and female. Then there's phone number, there's now WhatsApp number again, there's now state of residence, type of insurance, the insurance is not spelled correctly, name of insurance company, problem facing your insurance company, problem facing the insurance company. How are they supposed to have that information? Right? They are not the insurance company, so they don't know what the problem the insurance company is facing. This problem that they are facing, right? How do we contact you for a solution? What solution are you offering them? And you're asking them to contact, how do you want to contact them, right? So I think this form is just collecting personal information. For me, that's what I can see here, Michael. The service is collecting personal information. We don't want to be collecting personal information like that. We are not DSS. So email, you even collect them automatically, so it should be out. First name, last name, I don't see a need for it, but you can put one name. Gender, straight to the point. Phone number, not necessary. WhatsApp number, not necessary. State of residence, fine, it's okay. Location, right? That's the location. You just put the location so that they tell you exactly where they are, the state of residence. Type of insurance is fine, but you're supposed to first of all ask if they have an insurance, right? Because you remember that you are a business and you are coming in, yes, to solve the problem of people that already have insurance. You will also remember that you need to acquire new customers. Let's not forget this particular part, right? You need to acquire new customers. So it means you need to acquire new guys who will want to partake or be in insurance companies or insurance firms. So you still want to understand the statistics of people who don't have insurance. So you also want to ask them first if they have an insurance to know yes or no. Just like the lady is it Ruth, the one I just finished with, did. If yes, how long does it take to? I mean, if you have that kind of question in mind. If no, ask a question on why. So you can also understand why people do not have insurance. Is it that they are not aware of it? Is it that they have tried it before and it did not work? What's their reason? So the kind of message you also want to target those people who do not have insurance, that you want them to come to your company when they finally want to make up their mind to get an insurance. This is very important, right? I didn't mention it from the other people, but it's very important that you know it now. Name of insurance company. Okay. Problem facing your insurance company. I already said this one. And your spelling of insurance, this one, I've always been wrong. So you also want to correct that. How do we contact you for a solution? There is, first of all, you have not provided a solution. You have not told them, you have never known there are enough problems that you want to provide a solution to them. So there are a lot of things that you need to tweak back in your survey and make it look better, right? So guys, that's on that. Michael, you're here, right? You follow.
Yes,
copy.
I'm with you.
Copy. I should use radio language. Alpha Bravo Tango. Do you copy? Yes. So it's a good thing that you tried and we see it. So the thing is, guys, when we finally meet physically, you people will know the kind of person that I am. I'm also the kind of person that you guys are. So sometimes I correct and it looks as if I'm, but don't take it to heart. We are all learning. We are all here to learn. I'll learn from you, you learn from me, right? So just take the corrections and see how we can improve on that. So that would be that for this survey. Is there any question from anybody?
Yes, there's a question.
Yeah, shoot, sir.
Yeah, sorry, I was not in the class earlier, so I didn't get the assignments given. So I'm a little bit confused.
Don't worry, I'll give another assignment now. Were you in the beginning of the class at all? Or you were not in the class at all?
I was in the beginning of the class, but due to
where did you leave?
I was
When did you
logged
leave?
out. I
When did you
left
drop out?
around 2:03. In short, 3 o'clock.
Were you available when I was talking about how to create this survey?
Yeah, I was available earlier. We were talking about it around 1:30. Yeah.
All right, good. That means at least you catch a glimpse of it.
Yeah, but I didn't get the question. The question
assignment.
they are working on.
Yeah, don't worry. That one was classwork. They worked on that one. I'm going to give another one.
But I'm saying it in regards so that I can work on it on my own. I can work on it on my own with the assignment.
Don't worry, just hold on. I'm going to give another one now. I'll come to that. Don't worry. Okay, guys. Is there another question so far? Okay, fine. No other one. So, some people, I got only how many responses from assignment I gave? 4 or 5. I understand some people dropped out of the call, but I know that there was over 15 persons when I gave this assignment, if not less, 13 to 15%, right? And I know that not everybody was able to do it and submit. So now that one, so we are going take home, right? Now let's go into tech space a little. I know that most of us here are not techies, so but okay, let's not do techie. How should we? I want us to do a product that is a little bit laid back, a product that goes into something like a tech space. Something that's going to challenge you a little. Now, that's what I want to do. So you want to build a product. Listen, guys, this is your assignment, and you want to do this. You want to build a product for, after the assignment, I will not drop the attendance. Let's do techie. Okay. You want to build a product for kids, right? And you want to build a product that will help kids to learn better, to easily, maybe with games or something, right? That's what you want to build. So you want to build a platform that is going to be able to learn using games. That's it. So you want to now to find out about these kids and what you intend to build. So we are doing this survey now to find out what you think should be in this survey, in your platform that you're trying to build, and if most people are going to be inclined to use it. So we are doing a survey to parents, and because children cannot feel it. So the survey is now to parents and teachers of these kids. Do we understand? Survey, it's not like you're doing two, but it's going to address parents and teachers. Do you understand?
So sorry, sir. Are we acting as those that are building the software?
Yes, you are the one building it. It's your solution. You want to build a solution, but now you want to know your ideal clients and how your solution is going to affect them or help them. Do you understand who asked the question? Ruth, right?
Yes, I do.
You understand? Fine.
Mr. ID, I think you need to put it in writing so that we can read and understand it properly.
Okay. Where do I put it in writing now? I'm not in your group.
You can put it in the chat box.
Yeah, let me put it in writing.
Thank you.
I'm back. Okay, for the chat box, I'm gonna put it there. I don't know if that is clear enough, but I think I am able to explain it. So you are writing the survey to parents, teachers, and guardians because they are the people who are mostly with these children. These children do not have a mind of their own per se. So the parents knows, or the teachers know exactly the children and how they perform in class and what they feel can make them learn better because they are the ones that teach and they're the ones that have the student in their custody and they're the ones who will likely download the platform to use for their kids. So that's what is being explained there. Does anybody not still understand? Let me know. We all understand, right?
Question.
Yes, shoot.
Okay, is it okay, you said sorry, the survey is to find out from parents, guardians, and teachers of these kids what they would prefer on the platform. Okay, is it for a particular set age or for a particular age range or it's just 0 to 10 years?
So I think let's do the age range that are much younger that will likely use this platform. So it's most likely not going to be teenagers. So it's most likely going to be kids there between the ages of 3 to 10 years old or 0 to 10 years old. Let's say 0 to 10. No, 3 to 10. Is that okay? Does it make sense?
I actually think 3 to 7 is because normal in pre-KG or nursery school, 3 year old and a 7-year-old will definitely not be in the same class. Unless we're going to have in the application that is being made, there's going to be a class for 3 to 4 and 3 to 5, then 5 to 7.
Yes, you are building a platform for children. Children are between the ages of 0 to I think even 15 are still classified as children, 16, 17, it depends. right? But you want to build for these little ones who are between ages of 3 to 10. Now, you just want to find out from, that's why you have the questions where you're also going to ask the parents the age range of their children, right? And from the age range of their children, you can now know, from there, that's why you're finding out to know what you want to put in the platform and the children age range that will likely use the platform the most, right? And of course, for any platform, you want to target the kids of different age groups. So you have a section for children between 3 to 5. You have a section for children between 5 to 10. You have a section for children between 10 and above, if we are doing above. But that's why I'm limiting it to just 3 to 10, so that it doesn't look too broad. Do you understand? Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear.
Okay, thank you. Yes. The attendance is on the chat and as well as the question. Please, somebody can copy the question and post it on your group for anyone who missed it out. Maybe someone got knocked out and they came back and they can't see the question. You can just copy it and paste it on your group so that the person can see it, right? And fill out the attendance, please. Very important. So this week, today and yesterday, we had a lot of people who have been so quiet. They haven't said nothing. They've been quiet all through. By next week, most of us will be doing more talking than I'll be doing, right? So that everybody can follow. Let me be sure you're following. I won't call anybody's name. I can see the people who have not been saying anything since. Next week, we'll have a chat, a chit chat, all of us together. We'll do family meeting, and everybody will see their mind. All right, guys.
This link you put is showing product design, no?
Fill it. Leave product design. They will. It's not yesterday's link, it's today's zone.
Was for yesterday's zone.
Is that what he's saying?
Yes.
Fill it.
No, it's like I've already filled it. That's what it's saying.
Oh, you've already filled it.
Yes, so that was yesterday's zone.
Hold on, please. Let me let me confirm.
Okay. Said you've responded already.
Try this one now, please. Try this one. Try this one. And let me know.
Okay.
This one is working. All right, fine. Fine. So fill out the attendance. And see you guys on Tuesday. Tuesday, right? Tuesday. Once you're done filling the attendance, you can leave the call. Please remember my assignment, though. Very important.